Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. I hope you're doing very well today. Today we're going to be doing 2016 makeup versus 2026 makeup. I'm really looking forward to it, so I just want to jump straight into it. So I'm going to do 2016 on this side and 2026 on this side. First we've got primer. Primer wasn't really a thing in 2016, so we're going to not do anything on this side. But for the 2026 side, I'm going to go with my Maybelline Grippy Serum Primer. I use this all the time. For me, it was between this one and the NYX one. In the last couple of years, grippy primers have really blown up, but more recently it's been about the grippy serum primers, the more like hydrating ones. 2026, we're just sticking a little bit of an under eye brightener on. This is the Rare Beauty one. Like primer, this wasn't really around in 2016, but it makes a huge difference in my makeup routine. 2016 foundation was two things really. It was extremely matte and full coverage. So I'm going to go with my IRL Filter Foundation. This is still one of my favourite foundations. I absolutely love this. I feel like my skin is going to suffer from not putting any sort of primer underneath. I was definitely one of the people that fell into the matte makeup trap, but nowadays I feel like my skin is just way too dry for that. It's feeling so matte and it just doesn't feel right not having a primer underneath that. Like normally if I'd use this foundation, I'd put like a grippy kind of glowy primer underneath. It's definitely very different in 2026. People tend to go for the skin tints and the glowy lightweight makeup. So I'm going to go in with this one here from Maybelline. This is the Super Stay Skin Tint. Does this have SPF in it, or is it the other one? No, it's the other one that's got SPF, this one's got vitamin C in it. That's another thing I've noticed with 2026 makeup is a lot of the makeup products we use now are skincare infused rather than just makeup. I can already see a huge difference between the two sides of my face. I'm definitely preferring this side so far, but I'm interested to see if this changes at all. Moving on to bronzer. Personally, I only started using like cream, bronzer, blush, things like that in the last few years, but cream bronzer was a big thing back then, so that's what I'm going to use now. And I'm using the NYX, I think it's the Wonder Stick, not Wonder Snatch, the Wonder Stick. I really like this. This is the first cream bronzer I ever actually owned. I don't think a lot has actually changed when it comes to bronzer. I just don't think we're quite as intense with it. I think I'm a little bit lazy with it now, but I like to try find a shade that's like a hybrid contour bronzer. Back then, I personally was preferring contour, but I know bronzer was quite big. Moving on to the 2026 side, I'm using my Rare Beauty Liquid Contour. I don't think I use as much as I used to, and I do tend to go for a bit of a different shade. I don't know why, but I'm preferring like contour down here and bronzer up there, but I'm not going to mix it up for the video. And then a tiny bit on my nose, but I don't really use a lot on my nose at all, and I wouldn't put any on my jawline. I'm gonna blend this side out first. I definitely prefer like liquid to cream products now. Moving on to 2026 now. It's definitely easier to blend on this side with it not being quite as matte and having that hydrating base underneath. I think the way that we blend it out has definitely changed. I think it's a lot more precise and purposeful rather than just kind of like rubbing it around your face. Then the nose. The next one upsets me because in 2016, blush wasn't really a thing, but 2026, it is a huge part of the makeup routine. I definitely just applied that way too low. I've just used the Beauty Bay blush. I love like a corally peachy kind of blush. I think it's such an underrated kind of shade. All the brushes that I'm using in this video are from Morphe. I've been using these brushes for the last few months and I am obsessed. And anything I use in this video will be linked in the description box in case you want to check it out. I feel like blush has such a big part in how it shapes your face, and it blows my mind that we never used to use it and now it's such a big part in the routine. In 2016, this concealer was huge and I still have mine. This is in the shade Ivory 3, the Collection Lasting Perfection Serum Concealer. I think this is going to be too light, but I'm going to go in with it anyway, and we did way too much concealer. Like it just went everywhere. I don't know if you remember when they did the huge triangle just everywhere, like it was just way too much. And then the same on the forehead. Again, it just did way too much. Some people did it down here sometimes. I didn't always, but sometimes I'm doing it like around the mouth. I'm not gonna lie, I never knew why anyone was doing that, but I did it too anyway. For 2026, we're actually staying with Collection, which is one that I use all the time. It's one of my favourite concealers, and this is the Lasting Perfection Ultra Cover Concealer. And we're still gonna put it onto the eyes, just nowhere near as much, and the shade is definitely a lot better for me. I do a little bit on the forehead just to brighten it, but nowhere near as much as that. Sometimes I do a little bit down my nose, and if I feel like anywhere else needs brightening, like down here or my chin or anywhere else, I will apply it. I feel like I've gone a little bit low with the blush today, so I'm just going to put a little bit over here just to correct that. Then, I thought back then you'd use beauty blenders quite a lot. I'm personally not gonna, because I meant to clean it and completely forgot to. So instead I'm gonna use a brush. I'm gonna be so real with you right now and wet my beauty blender with my water bottle, because let's be honest, we all did this in 2016 when we couldn't be bothered going to the bathroom to wet it. And start to tap this in. I think one of the reasons I don't really use beauty blenders as much is because I felt like they kind of sucked up away some of the coverage, and I don't know, I just wasn't a massive fan. I personally prefer to use a brush. That is so bright. That is way too bright. Like, this was never, ever my shade. Okay, at least it looks a little bit better on the forehead. There's no way that was ever my shade. Okay. Gonna blend these pointless little bits out. Okay, I'm going to go with my brush for the other side. I just think I can get such a better blend and just get it sat exactly where I want it to be sat with the brush. I think it's so much more precise. Moving on to setting powder. I don't feel like loads has changed. I think it's more the application process that has changed with this. So Huda Beauty, the first setting powder I ever bought. This again is way too light for me. This is in the shade, is it Sugar Cookie? Yeah, Sugar Cookie. I bought this because everybody else bought this. And I bought this the first time I ever went to Sephora. In 2016, people generally just used a brush to put on their powder, and it wasn't even that precise. Like, sometimes you'd bake under the eye, but otherwise it was kind of like just throwing it around absolutely everywhere. So I'm putting a little bit more underneath here. Gonna layer it a little bit. And then you kind of just go everywhere with it. A lot of people use like a really, really big fluffy brush. This is the best one that I could find. The mission was to use as much powder as you could to kind of just get yourself as matte as possible. In 2026, most of us use a powder puff. This, I think, is one of the best things that's ever been invented in makeup. I love the Jordana T-shirt loose powder. I think this is incredible. And then I tap it on the back of my hand to smooth it out and get rid of the excess before I go in under my eye. This and the One Size powder I do think are my absolute faves. And then applying it in the little areas we need it. So I put a little bit on my forehead, put it under here. I don't think people really layered their makeup back in 2016, like put on cream blush and then powder blush. Obviously I didn't use blush, but with like bronzer. But that is what we do in 2026. I'm just getting my powder blush. This is the Revolution one and I love it. It's the trio in the shade Authentic Peach. In 2016, the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray was the setting spray to have. I still love this to this day, so I'm just going to do half on my face with this. I think in 2026, it's more about a hydrating setting spray. I personally love the Morphe one, that's still my favourite, but I'm going to go in with this one from Studio London. You bring back that glow and hydration into your skin. Highlight was huge in 2016, so we're going to go in with the highlighter in the shade Ice Me Out. This was the first Kylie Cosmetics product that I ever bought. We're really loading that onto the brush. Just going to use my finger instead because it wasn't really showing up with the brush. I think I've just gone way too matte on the skin. Like, how did we actually get this to work? Okay, that's how the highlight's looking. I think that's the best I'm gonna get. It's just way too matte. Highlight, I feel like it's starting to make a comeback. People just seem to go for like more of a glowy blush at the moment. I do like highlight, I just like a little bit and to be placed in the right place. I felt this video is already super long, so I'm gonna try and speed it up a little bit. For 2016 eyes, you'd always use an eye base or a concealer. I'm using the collection one, the same one that I used for my concealer. And then blending that out. I don't know how, but I managed to completely forget eyebrows. 2016 was more about like enhancing your eyebrows, making them thicker, filling them in, making sure there's no little gaps in there, and shaping them. Whereas I think 2026 is a lot more natural. We'll just stick on a bit of gel and go. I know some people still like a laminated brow. I personally prefer to just keep it a little bit more natural. So I'm just going to go in with my Benefit Brow Gel and just shaping them a little bit. Back to the eyes, and I think the perfect palette for 2016 is the Beauty Bay Bright Matte palette. This screams like 2016 to me. I'm going to try to do this super quickly, but 2016 was cut creases, halo eyes, glitter, colour, just everything. Whereas 2026 is a lot more boring, a lot more clean girl aesthetic. Although I feel like colour is coming back this year. Zara Larson's definitely made a massive impact on that, but I'm so happy because I just think colour and fun makeup is actually going to come back. I don't want to go too crazy because I don't want to take too long, but I'm going to do like a mini kind of sunset. So I'm going to go in with the orange first because this was like the first proper eyeshadow look I learnt. And I was obsessed. This was like my signature look. Then I'm going to go in with a yellow and just blend this out. It has been so long since I've done an eyeshadow look like this. This is really testing me. I'm going to get a little bit of the red and I'm just going to run this through my crease there. I don't want it to be too much, but I do want to get that kind of contrast. Now I'm going to do a cut crease, which was just very 2016. I'm going to take a little bit of concealer on a flat brush, work that into the brush, just stamp this into place. I'm just going to go with a little bit of nude eyeshadow on there to set that into place. 2026, it's super boring. Most people just get their bronzer and an eyeshadow brush and kind of like just do a wash of colour over the eye. This isn't my personal style, it's just what I know a lot of people do. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't feel like a lot has changed with lashes, so I'm just going to do a quick coat of mascara. I've always preferred lengthening mascaras over volumizing, but I do think we had a little bit more volume back in 2016, so I have gone a little bit heavier on this side. For 2016 lips, I think it'd be wrong if I didn't use a Kylie lip kit. This is one of the liquid lipsticks. We're going to have a nice matte finish, and this is in the shade Candy K. I don't know why, but I always thought this was in the shade Kylie, but it's not. It's in the shade Candy K. And it's going to do this side. I still use this all the time. I absolutely love it. And then for the other side, I was really torn which direction to go because there's two different kind of lips that I think are kind of on trend in 2026. You've got your cool toned lip liner and lipstick, or you've got your more natural kind of lip liner with a lip oil. I love the lip oil trend, I do so much, but the lip that I kind of go for more is a cool toned lip liner, which I use the Rimmel Cappuccino all the time. It feels so weird only lining like half of your lips, like it just feels so wrong. Then I'm going to go in with a Revolution lipstick. This is the Airblur Soft Matte Liquid Lip. I feel like people are still in their glossy era in 2026, and for me it just kind of depends on the look that I'm going for. For my normal everyday, I'll be honest, I go matte, but I feel like a lot of people go glossy, so I'm kind of like torn with that. But I love this lipstick and I think this really does blur my lips. There is a lot of matte lipstick, especially 2016. They just picked up on all the cracks, whereas this one really doesn't, and I love it for that. Okay, that is not moving at all. It's kind of like sticky in a way. It's just not moving. I definitely am preferring this side. Don't get me wrong, I love a Kylie lip kit, but for this one, this side definitely wins. So this is the final result. I don't actually hate this as much as I thought I would. Not having blush is definitely washing me out. I really don't like that. But the eye, I definitely think this stands out more. It looks brighter, looks more awake, more alive. The lip, definitely this side. I felt they've both got their pros and cons, but I definitely prefer the 2026 side. Let me know in the comments which side you prefer and what other videos you want to see from me. But that's going to be it for me for today. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!